shut up.
What's going on, guys? We're back with a More Sports Please podcast. No one on Spotify is going to understand that, or Apple Podcast, or Anchor. People on YouTube will think that's funny, I hope. I mimicked the words, welcome back, and they looked at me and they said, we're back after a... sorry, allergies are kicking my ass. We're back after a 2 or 3 week break. We're back. Say hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
Been a minute. What? Go ahead.
Go ahead. Since I said news was going to come out on my Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter on that at like 6 o'clock, I took a nap, so it didn't. But I will release the news after this podcast, but I'll say something now. I almost had to sneeze. April 29th. That is Thursday. March. April 29th. That is Thursday. The draft. The National Football League draft. Round 1. We will be doing a live draft reactions like we did last year. So that's the big news. It's going to be us three. We're going to have a couple other people on there. It's going to be some fun. It's probably going to be like 4 or 5 hours long. We're just going to try to get as much people in there as we can and get all those reactions. Try to stay on the same spots. Yeah, it's going to be some fun. I'm excited.
Yes,
huh?
I said yes, sir.
It's going to be on twitch.tv.com/this is Herbert. Since I'm affiliate, I'm just going to do it on my normal account.
Oh, look at you.
So, yeah. It'll be at 7:45, I think, is the starting time because the draft starts at 8. So we'll start at 15 minutes early. We'll get in there and get everything set up. Hope you guys are going to enjoy it. With that being said,
I hope I'm going to enjoy it too.
I hope I enjoy it.
We'll see what happens.
Stupid Android. With that being said, we're going to get into it. We got a lot of hits. We got a lot of bases to cover with. Last time we did a podcast, it was just me and Offenbacher talking about one of the free agency recaps.
Yes,
How long it's been. So, since then, Juju Smith-Schuster re-signed with the Steelers. T.Y. Hilton re-signed with the Colts. Sammy Watkins is a Raven. What are other big ones? We have no notes for this podcast, by the way. We're kind of just
we're kind of really going off the cuff.
Yeah,
we don't need those.
We're missing.
Darnold. Sam Darnold.
Oh yeah, Sam Darnold is a Carolina Panther now, traded from the New York Jets for a third round this year, second round next year, and a third round next year, fourth round this year.
I think it's the third, first, and third.
Sam Darnold trade. The Jets trade Sam Darnold to the Carolina Panthers. This is breaking news. Just came out right now.
This is before Rappaport, before Schefter.
Yep. Jets received 3 picks, a 6th rounder in this year's draft, a 2nd rounder next year, and a 4th rounder next year.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
3 picks for Sam Darnold. That's a win for the Jets. Carolina, you add another quarterback into that weird-ass quarterback room. I think that's a win for the Panthers.
I'm excited to see how Sam Darnold does. Because, he has potential still. He's still young. Isn't he, still 23?
He's younger than Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. And I was looking at some of the highlights that, SportsCenter was posting or something. And, dude, he just makes, crazy plays sometimes. It's just the culture in that New York organization with Adam Gase kind of ruined him.
Yeah.
So maybe what's the Panthers coach? Is that Rule?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So hopefully Rule can get him back on track, and we'll see the Sam Darnold that we all wanted to see from the draft.
I think he's got a better opportunity to succeed in Carolina. They've got a better. I think they're going to have a better O-line. They've obviously got better weapons. They got a better coaching staff. They're just better environment in Carolina than in New York.
Definitely.
Reunited with Robbie Anderson too.
Mm-hmm.
True. Yeah. I think I really buy into that culture that they're establishing there in Carolina. I think they're really putting together something good from the ground up, and I think he just needed a change of scenery. Dude's got a lot of potential in him. I'm really excited to see how he
Did you
does.
see the video of him at his house where he like came in and he was just like celebrating and he's going?
I didn't see that. No.
There were like some people in his house, and he came in and he was like,
Yeah. Like, yes, I'm finally out of here.
Good for him.
Good for
So,
Sam Darnold.
that was one of the bigger news that happened. I did a lot of screenshotting, so the football news, in the football stories.
The Niners trade happened, and the Eagles.
Oh
trade
yeah,
happened.
we didn't even break
Oh,
that
yeah.
down. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
The San Francisco 49ers moved up to the draft to the 3rd overall pick. Eagles dropped, or then it was the 49ers and the Dolphins. Dolphins dropped back to 12. Then Dolphins got back up to 6, which means it's weird to think about. So the Niners obviously see somebody they really want to take at that 3rd pick. Clearly, it's a quarterback, in my opinion. But Miami sees somebody up there who obviously they felt like it was going to be a reach at 3, but he wasn't going to be on the board at 12.
Honestly,
so they
the way
got
I
back
see
in there
it,
at 6.
the way I see it, they were just kind of finessing, playing 4DHS, getting those draft picks, just continuing to build up and staying at relatively the same spot they were at. I think they still get a really high value pick, and I think they got some options there that they like. Then they don't want to wait around at 12 and see what they get.
Bengals have the 5th, right? Bengals go at 5.
Yeah, we're at 5.
So, is it weird to think that Miami's pick could be Penny Sewell? Like, is it weird? Is it weird to think because like he won't be on the board at 6, it's at 12, but he's a reach at 3.
I can see that.
3.
I mean,
I think it depends.
I think it depends on who you ask. A lot of people, Sewell has been moving around a lot in mocks from what I've seen. I've seen him go in the top 4. I've seen him fall back to like around the 12th pick. It's been really weird. I've seen a lot of people have Rashawn Slater for him.
Bless you.
I don't know. If he's there at 6, I wouldn't be surprised if they take him. I think that's a team that could use him, or they could plug him in, and I think that'd be a good fit. It's probably one of the guys they're looking at.
Right, and
it depends on if the Bengals don't take him.
And if I did that correctly, you guys heard the cough, but they wouldn't hear the cough. So I hope I kept it the same. But I don't know. It's something I found on TikTok of some guy that said that Miami clearly sees somebody that they didn't think was going to be available at 12, but was too early to take at 3, which would not be Jamar Chase. Because I feel like that 3 to 5 pick is a good where Jamar Chase could go. It's not Kyle Pitts, obviously. He could go at 3. I think, but I think you might be more right, Offenbacher, because Miami's kind of in that little sweet spot where there's a lot of people on the board they love. So if Jamar Chase is gone, then they get Kyle Pitts or Penny Sewell. If Kyle Pitts and Penny Sewell are gone, or Kyle Pitts and Penny Sewell are gone, then they get Jamar Chase. Mm-hmm. I don't think all 3 of those players are going to be gone when Miami's picks up, because obviously Atlanta could go quarterback or tight end. And then Cincy could go receiver or lineman. I think one of those 3 are going to be on the board for Miami.
Definitely, yeah. And I'm going to take a look real quick at the net on those picks, like what they actually got out of it as far as draft picks go, because I don't remember. It was a lot, and it was a while back.
Yeah.
Gavin, how you feeling with the Eagles pick?
Okay. So I didn't like this trade when it first came out, because I was just so ready to just have a Howie-proof pick, at number 6, where you just can't screw this up. I was like, I want Jamar Chase or I want Kyle Pitts. And I was excited. And then we moved down to 12, and it's like, okay, the Chase and Pitts dream is over, so that kind of sucks. But also, we have the most draft picks in this draft out of all the teams. We have 11 draft picks this year. And we have potentially, most likely, 3 first-rounders next year. And those are big pros to, this trade. The 3 first-round picks can get you a lot of value in terms of trading, or if you just want to use them to draft people too. See, and I would like this trade a lot. I do like this trade now that I've thought about it more. It's just Howie Roseman is still our GM, so it's like I can't be confident that the draft stock that we've accumulated is going to be worth anything. So we'll see. I guess. Hopefully he doesn't mess up too much.
I don't know if you read what I sent in Instagram about Devontae Smith.
What
and
happened?
Miami or New York.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Giants are reportedly enamored. Sorry, I'm stupid. With Devontae Smith.
Yeah, that would suck. Devontae Smith is one of those guys that I would really like to have at 12, and that would suck for him to go to a division rival.
Yeah.
Just take that with a grain of salt with all the smoke screens,
Yeah.
I will say.
This trade puts us behind the Cowboys and the Giants, which I don't really like. So, because the Cowboys finessed us last year with CeeDee Lamb. That was yeah. But we also finessed ourselves with Justin Jefferson being still there. But I'm still a Rager believer. He'll break out next year.
No.
So
with who? With who at quarterback?
Mr. Hurts.
Mac Jones.
I swear to God.
I was doing a mock draft simulated, just picking for Pittsburgh, and Mac Jones went to the Falcons in the second round.
That is about talent-wise where he would be, I think.
I could kind of see that. That does remind me of the Hurts pick, to be honest, a little bit.
Yeah, but Hurts is better.
Yeah, the different. Okay. Well, you guys pick Hurts in the first round, right?
No, second round.
Second round? That was still a reach, I think. I
don't know, man. I was high on Hurts. He was I'm pretty sure he was my quarterback 3 going into that draft. I was just really high on him. He just has a great character and is also a great athlete too.
Yeah, I do remember you talking about that. Like you weren't wanting the Eagles to go quarterback, but I do remember you were saying a lot. Everyone's sleeping on Hurts.
Yes.
Niners, they got the third pick, and with that, Miami got the 12th pick, a 2021 third, and 2022 and 23 first rounders. And what did they send to the Eagles? Shoot, I had it, then I lost it.
They sent us a next year first.
Next year first, year after that first, and then this year set. Didn't you say 2022, 23 first round picks?
Yeah, they got a 22 and a 23 first.
Really? Wait. I must have read that wrong then when it first came out. Damn.
The Eagles got the 6th pick, or gave up the 6th pick and a 5th rounder for the 12th pick, a 4th rounder, and I got to click on this to see the rest of it, and a 2022 first. So
okay, yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
I think the Dolphins still got a 3rd rounder out of it, and they also got a 2023 first round pick to go down 3 spots and still probably get one of the 3 or 4 guys they're looking at. I feel like that's pretty good for Miami.
I like this little 3-way trade for everyone besides the Niners, really.
Yeah, because I mean, and especially the statement that came out after, we're not trading Jimmy Garoppolo. Are you that high on Kyle Pitts? Do you want somebody behind George Kittle? I mean, you're clearly trading up to get a quarterback, and if you don't, you're gonna. I mean, Jamar Chase, I guess, would be the other logical pick.
There's no way that you move 3 first-round picks for not a quarterback. It's just there's no way about it.
I don't.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah,
but
that's how the draft is.
Yeah, really excited for the draft. Speaking of draft, mock draft episode next week.
Okay, cool.
Me and Offenbacker have done a couple mock drafts. I don't know if you've done any yet, Gavin.
Just to clarify, when you say next week, are you meaning like this week that's starting up because it's Sunday? Okay. So I was going to say the next week, that's like right before draft week.
No, this coming week, the week of, what is today? The 11th.
So sometime this week, okay. The
Yes, sir.
long promised mocks that were supposed to come out like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, but to be fair, we have taken a break. We do apologize to everybody who's out there watching the podcast or who followers. Schedules just haven't been able to line up. Can you hear us, Gavin?
Yeah, sorry, it was some weird noises happened in my house. I don't.
Schedules haven't been able to line up with Offenbacher and Gavin having college stuff, and Offenbacher going back and forth from home and here, and then signing up stuff with the Dragons, with me with 2 jobs. Schedules have not been able to line up at all. But with that being said, it has lined up tonight. This will reach over. We're probably going to hit an hour and 30 minutes, so I'll miss 30 minutes at WrestleMania, but that's fine.
It's not fine.
It's not fine. I need to leave when WrestleMania starts. What else was big in football news? 17 games come out. I don't think we talked about that. Pittsburgh will be playing Seattle in Pittsburgh. The Bengals get the Niners, don't they?
Yep.
And I don't know who the Eagles get.
We get
Jets.
New York.
Yours is home, Gavin or Jacob, right?
Yes.
And then yours is away.
Yeah, it's all the AFC teams get the home game this year.
See, I did not know that. I took a random shot in the dark.
Next year will be the NFC teams.
As you can see, my background has changed.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to the custom-made Najee Harris jersey in the background. I will be wearing that on draft night.
What if you guys don't get Harris then? No, that'll be a little embarrassing.
No, then it's going to go back to Steven Nelson, and it's never going to be seen again.
Fair enough.
I'm fine with either Najee Harris or Asante Samuel Jr.
I guess we should say that, like who we're wanting.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, actually, we'll go ahead and talk about that. Obviously, Jacob, Penny Sewell is.
I want Penny
guys.
Sewell and Jamar Chase. Those are the 2 guys I want. Bengals fan base is torn. They are at each other's throats saying, "We want Sewell. We want Chase." I'm just like, whoever Burrow wants.
I want Sewell.
I want Sewell.
Yeah.
I want Sewell. But
the strategy, you need Sewell, but
yes,
bringing in eyes, you want Chase because
Mm-hmm.
he's just with that LSU combination. There was a TikTok I saw that said Bengals fans say get help for Burrow, do what Burrow wants, build around Burrow, and he said, well, if they're going to listen to Burrow, Burrow's already told the Bengals several times he wants Chase. So if they're going to listen to Burrow, they're going to bring in Jamar Chase.
True. But also, Burrow isn't the GM. So,
But you want to build off your star. Look what's happening in Seattle. They're not listening to their quarterback, and he wants out.
And they need to have a discussion with Burrow, obviously. I'm sure they've already had many discussions with Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not going to take Chase, if he's there, then you just need to be transparent with your quarterback. And be like, all right, this is the strategy. As much as we would like to, build around you, the team building is more important, and we need Penei Sewell because its offensive line is still the worst in the league.
Right.
It's a matter of it would be really nice to bring in Jamar Chase, but the fact of the matter is we need to make sure Joe can throw to be able to stay in the pocket and stay alive.
But the good thing about bringing in Jamar Chase in the first round is this offensive line class is deep. So you can get Jamar Chase in the first round and like Alex Leatherwood.
Yeah.
In the second round.
The other guy. Yeah. The way I see it, if we take Chase, we have to hammer offensive line the rest of the draft. We have to go ham on that. And I would want them to sign, another veteran or 2 that's still out there. Trey Turner comes to mind off the top of my head. But Sewell, if he's right there, I want him more than anything, as I want to bring in Sewell. But if they don't bring in Sewell, I think there are other avenues for success, but we have to take those avenues. We can't just not take Sewell and then not do anything else either. Gavin, how are you feeling with the Eagles?
Shit. Sorry.
Huh?
There's a NASCAR race on my other screen, and Martin Truex Jr.
in my house.
spun. Yeah, there's a NASCAR. It just came in my house. Scared the fuck out of Aurora.
All right. So at 12, it's a little less obvious who's going to be there than 5. But there's like 4 guys that I would really want. Or I'd be fine with
I
having.
only have one.
Only 4.
There's about 64
5.
guys I would like, but
First, Jalen Waddle,
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Smith,
yeah, better chance of him
Patrick
being
Surtain, and J.C. Horn. So either wide receiver or cornerback. That's kind of where I want to go for number 12. Why are you looking like that for J.C. Horn?
Arizona goes after you, right?
Yeah, they're 16.
Okay, J.C. Horn's got a shot at being on the board. Patrick Surtain,
he probably won't be there.
He's going to Dallas. I'm like 99% sure he'll go to Dallas.
Yeah,
But if all four of those guys are there, I want Jalen Waddle out of all of them.
What about Micah Parsons?
As much as we are kind of still weak on linebacker, we still have a young linebacking core, and we spent a good bit of draft capital on linebacker last year, so I'd rather see how that pans out. And we also just signed a new middle linebacker. Forget who it was. It was whoever played for the Titans. Not Titans. Vikings. Forget his name. But so we have a young linebacking core that I'd rather just not spend a first-round pick on a linebacker this year.
Yeah.
And
I get that.
we need desperate help at wide receiver.
I get that.
Yeah.
We did the same thing last year. We went hard on linebacker last year. I know how that is. I
think your second and fourth people you named have the bigger chance of going to the Eagles, whether it's J.C. Horn or Devontae Smith. I think Jalen Waddle goes in the first 10, and I think Patrick Surtain goes to Dallas.
Yeah.
I do believe some dark horses for the Eagles if the Giants do end up going with Devontae Smith because of that smokescreen of Aurora. That smokescreen of trying to be like, hey, we're gonna pick your guy, Philly. That's my food. Get out of my dinner. I think Micah Parsons could be a big dark horse if he's not taken. And as much as I don't want to say this because I don't think you guys need him, but I do think Mac Jones is also, and if he's not gone, I do think you guys actually could go for him to bring in the competition Howie Roseman was talking about for
If Mr. Roseman brings in Mac Jones, Philadelphia will go
riot.
I think he loses his job if he takes Mac Jones.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know. I definitely don't think Surtain's going to be there, and J.C. Horn could be a good pickup. I like what I've seen of him. I just don't think Waddle's going to be there either. But out of all those guys, I really, if I were an Eagles fan, I would be wanting you guys to get Devontae Smith. I would really want Devontae Smith out of that.
The only issue with him is I don't know about his sophomore and freshman year, but his build, like he's built like a steak.
It's worrisome. Hopefully, our strength and conditioning coach can get him a little buffer.
Didn't he get hurt in the championship game or the game before that? He played.
I think he did get banged up in the championship.
He played. He didn't finish the game. One of those games he didn't finish. Ohio State got banged up against Clemson, right? Because Ohio State played Clemson.
Yeah, they did.
Their running back Trey Sermon got banged up, and I believe it was that game. No, it was the final one. It was a championship game. He got banged up in that game and didn't finish. But I also think Devontae Smith got hurt in whether it was against Notre Dame or it was against Ohio State. But I'm pretty sure
I think it was the championship because he just went absolutely insane against Notre Dame.
Yeah. So there's always that big question of how healthy can he stay with a build like that. He's built like Brett, and and if I mean, don't get me wrong, Brett's a good guy, but I wouldn't want his build to be my number one receiver.
It is worrisome, but if he can stay healthy, he is very talented.
Yes, if he can
Yeah.
stay healthy, he can do a lot of damage to the league.
And I do love his work ethic too. I think he's going to go, like, if whatever team gives him a chance, he's going to take it and run with it.
Speaking of another Bama player, I love for Najee Harris to come to Pittsburgh. But yeah, one of our biggest needs is running back. Obviously, after releasing Steven Nelson, so is a corner, and obviously we have to hit on the O-line. But the O-line class is so deep, worry about it in the second round. And Najee Harris is just a once-in-a-lifetime generational talent.
Ooh. I don't know about that. That's a big word.
Okay. He's not once in a life. He's generational talent, I think.
I would use the word generational with like Saquon Barkley. I don't know about Najee Harris.
I would
Najee
use once in a
really
lifetime.
Najee Harris is really good, but he's not generational.
I think he's elite talent at
He's
running
a
back.
great prospect, yes.
Najee Harris is great. He's elite. He's better than the running backs we've had since Le'Veon Bell.
Mm-hmm.
And the past 3 years, we have been last, if not last 30th in the running game. I think the best we're 29th. We need a running back. But on top of that, we need an O-line. But on top of that, we need another corner. So
a lot of needs.
Yeah.
For the Pittsburgh team.
I think if we don't go Najee Harris in the first round, we get Trey Sermon in the third. And if we go Asante Samuel in the first round, that would dream scenario is we get Najee Harris. But second dream scenario is we go Asante Samuel Jr., O-line in the second, Trey Sermon in the third. Because Trey Sermon, he was a great running back in Ohio State. I think he's better than anything Connor can do. And he's gone. I think he's better than anything Benny Snell can do. And I think he's better than anything that the other two on a roster can do.
I mean, I think that would be pretty solid. I mean, depending on the lineman that you would get in the second round, you could be looking at upgrades in every position for what you have. So if that 3-round scenario comes to fruition, that'd be, I think, a win for Pittsburgh.
Yeah. But enough of the draft news. We're going to have a little podcast dedicated to it. We hit a lot on the NFL. Obviously, there's probably other news that we didn't really talk about. What are some? My Snapchat video when Juju Smith-Schuster re-signed. That was awesome. I poured milk on myself. If you guys haven't seen that, go check it out on my Twitter. It'll be deeper in my feed. But I poured milk on myself because Juju re-signed. Dude's a good time. Good time. Very good time.
I will be honest. Just on that, you know me. I've never been a Steelers fan, and I've never been a huge fan of Juju either. But I was happy he re-signed just because of your reaction for it. You know,
That's my guy.
Absolutely ecstatic, and I appreciated that a lot.
Milk.
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 The funny thing was, where I was on my phone I was talking about something else. Like somebody got re-signed or something at that time. Pittsburgh had signed somebody like a nobody or something. I don't know what we did or what somebody did, but I was like, oh my God, I can't believe we did this or something. I'm like, we haven't done shit. And you guys said, did you see what just happened?
Oh, yeah,
and
Gavin said, congrats, Herbert.
Yeah, he said, congrats, Herbert. And I was like, what? Oh, it was after we cut Vinny Williams. I screenshot it and sent it. Or no, it was Steven Nelson requesting a trade. I screenshot that and sent it into the chat, and you said, congrats, Herbert. I'm like, congrats. He was one of the better corners. We can't trade him. And then it was Juju Smith-Schuster re-signs, 8-year deal, $2 million, because $6 million was a signing bonus.
8-year deal.
1-year deal, $8 million. $2 million was base salary or something like that, and then the 8 was signing bonus or something. They really hit that deal out of the park when it came to like it affecting salary cap. We still have around $10 million left, so unless we are gonna do something big after the draft, I don't even know it.
8-year, $2 million deal.
8-year, $2 million deal. Juju really said
$2 million over
But Juju signed with Pittsburgh for less money than he would have gotten in Baltimore and Kansas City. Andy Reid was sending in pictures of the Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. I love Andy Reid.
I don't.
Great
He
coach.
almost took my receiver.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he didn't.
well, he didn't.
He didn't.
So.
Yeah, that is
And you
true.
beat him in the playoffs, so you can't be too mad at him.
We have beaten him in the playoffs. Oh, the Bengals released Gino Atkins and Giovanni Bernard. I don't know if we talked
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
we have got rid of a few guys.
Yeah.
It bummed me out just from a fan perspective growing up. You know, those were my guys ever since I started
Gio's literally the best player in the National Football League.
watching. Honestly,
Ah.
I'm a little torn about Gio just because he was probably one of our better blocking running backs, and he's got some of the smoothest hands coming out of the backfield for the receiving game. But at the same time, we were literally the highest spending team on running backs in the league prior to his cut. So we needed to do something, you know, and it was kind of unfortunate we couldn't at least get a deal and get some value out of him. But at least he gets to go wherever he wants to go. Like whatever team gets to sign him, he gets to test out free agency a bit. So I wish him nothing but the best, but it bummed me out.
That
Gio
is
to the
Gio to the Eagles? Why? You have 7 running backs.
Hey,
You're
we
like
don't
the
have 7.
you're the Patriots of the running backs in the NFC.
We have Miles Sanders,
And
And
Jordan
Boston.
Howard.
Jordan Howard, and Boston Scott. That's all we need.
Why would you? Can we have one? Can we have one?
Don't take Gio. Just don't take Gio.
No, if we go Najee
Anyone
Harris,
but Gio.
if we go Najee Harris, we don't take Gio. Gio would be nice though, but I was
think
gonna
we're
say
trying to-
something.
Oh, go ahead.
Something.
Oh, the Gio cut. Now that rounds out the Carson Palmer trade. The Carson Palmer trade has officially ended. Gio was part of the draft picks they got in the Carson Palmer trade.
Oh,
Now
I
everybody
didn't-
in that
didn't
trade is no
realize
longer on the team that they were traded to. I think something like that.
Well, it lasted a long time.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
Gio's old.
Yeah, he's up there.
Oh,
He's
man.
been with the Bengals since 2013.
Old for a running back. He should retire.
He should.
He's
Taylor
still got
Gabriel
some in him.
retired. That's a retirement. Taylor Gabriel's retired.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Actually, I forgot about it first. So
Oh, okay.
Let's move on to some hockey.
oh no, we don't have to.
I think the last podcast, the Penguins were fall from grace and the Flyers were doing good. It's completely swapped.
Oh god, it has completely
The
swapped.
Flyers are a fall from grace and the Penguins are on the rise. Let's check at the East standings with the Capitals at 56 points, the Islanders at 56 points, the Pens at 54 points, and the Brewers at 58. That's your top 4. Only top 3 teams make it to playoffs. Flyers are at 44, Rangers 43, Devils 34, and the Sabres are at 26. Sabres snapped a 11-game losing streak. 18-game losing streak after beating the Flyers.
It tied the all-time longest losing
They
streak.
also
in
beat us
NHL
today.
history. Y'all lost to the Sabres
We are beating
twice.
we are beating the Devils right now 2-0.
We beat
Yeah.
the Coyotes 1-0.
And needless to say, the Flyers defense, for lack of a better word, gargantuanly terrible. I felt like that adjective really fit. really fit the vibe.
Yeah, that was a good.
I am curious, if you don't mind me asking, how do you feel about Carter Hart?
Okay,
Should keep him.
he's young. He's young. I definitely keep him.
Mhm.
He's young. I haven't watched too many games recently, so I don't really know whose fault it is, but it's definitely his fault to a certain extent. He's having growing pains right now. But like our defense, just like besides the goalie, It's terrible. I've seen screenshots of like everyone just in one place at the same time. It's like we were just uncoordinated on defense, and we almost like beat a record for like the most points allowed in like the month of March or something in NHL history. We're like top 3.
I think this is the first time.
I do remember.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, I'll go ahead. I was going to say, I do remember. I know you guys are 6th in the standings, which isn't great, but it is the East, which is a gauntlet. But I remember I looked at the standings at one point, and you guys were still like 2 games over 500, but you had like a negative 24 goal differential. I'm like, that's not all on Carter Hart. There's no way. That's just. I haven't been watching Flyers games, but there's no way it can just be on him. And he's only in his 2nd year, isn't it?
Second or third.
He's
negative
young.
26 goal differential.
Negative 26. God.
Which
ties
the Devils and is 20 better than the Sabres, who have a negative 46 goal differential.
And who still beat us today? I don't understand.
The Rangers, who are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the division, have a 22 plus goal differential. I don't know how.
That's weird, dude.
But it's the 3rd best goal differential, only behind the Islanders and the Penguins.
That does. I guess it does help. It helps the Rangers and hurts the Flyers that there was a 9-0 game involved, or was it 9-2? I don't remember. But
I believe it was 9-2.
Either way,
something like that.
That causes some of that shift.
Yeah, it's really not been a good time to be a Flyers fan right now.
No. And, the beginning of the season, we looked so promising, We were playing with fire. And now we're playing with poo-poo. It's painful. It's painful to watch.
It was March, right? I went all the way back to February. Went too far back.
March? I'm pretty sure it was March, yeah.
You had a 9-0 loss to the Rangers. A 6-1 loss to the Islanders.
Sheesh.
An 8-3 loss to the Rangers. A 6-1 loss to the Sabres that broke their streak.
You can see why we almost
and a 5-3 loss to the Sabres today.
God,
I didn't count the 4 and 2s. The 5-3 was
the notable ones.
Yeah, I counted the ones that were blowouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
hockey.
Insane.
I don't. The hockey isn't really anymore. It's Philly season.
Hockey isn't really.
I've been not watching as many Vegas games lately, just because it's hard to watch games when they're 10 o'clock puck drops our time most of the time. It's a little difficult.
Then move to Vegas.
Old man.
All right, I'll move over. We've been a little bit rough lately. It's we were going so strong for a while. I think we had a 6-game winning streak at one point. We lost a couple, but then we followed it up with another 5-game winning streak and another 4-gamer somewhere. But we've just kind of been, win a couple, lose a couple lately, and it's just been a little bit rough. I, for a while, was thinking that we were a lock to make it to the Final Four at least. I'm a little concerned about the first round. Minnesota's scaring me, and we're probably going to play them.
Minnesota.
I guess I shouldn't say I'm not scared for Pittsburgh because it's hockey and Pittsburgh any given night. But we've been doing good. We've been getting hot. We trip every now and then, but we get right back up and keep going. But I think in the first round, no matter who we play, we've got a good shot. Whether it's someone in our division or someone outside, because we've proven we can beat the Islanders, we've proven we can beat the Caps, and we've proven we can beat the Bruins. I think it's the top 4 teams that make it. I might be wrong. Or is it the top 3?
Yeah, it is the top 4.
Okay,
top
so
4.
Yeah. I mean, we've proven we can beat all 3 of those teams. It's just the issue of which Penguins team's going to show up. Is it going to be that's on the run right now, or is it going to be the Penguins years in past who've showed up in playoffs and just been like, okay, we're going to stand here, we're going to play, but we're not going to win. So, speaking of playing, the Devils just scored. So it's 2-1.
Oh. So the Penguins are making the playoffs.
But I think that covers hockey. There's been trades, but we're only talking about our team.
Trade deadline's tomorrow. So.
Yep.
Trade deadline.
If you got moves to make, better do them.
Tomorrow.
I want Iguodala.
Speaking of Iguodala, he played in college basketball. March Madness just ended.
Yeah.
Nice transition.
The Final Four was the Houston Cougars, the Baylor Bears, the Gonzaga, whatever their mascot is, and the UCLA Bruins.
I think Gonzaga like Bulldogs.
Yeah, Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Shout out to Mick Cronin with UCLA.
First four to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Hell of a run.
And it was not. I think. Was there any close games with UCLA? Michigan's game was close, wasn't it?
I know that the loss they took against Gonzaga was a buzzer beater.
Are you kidding me?
The Devils score again?
No, Ryan Blaney drug his fucking drill out of his pit box, so he's gonna have to go to the tail end of the line. He was in second. He's been in second or first all race. He's been doing really good, but he just fucked himself.
How many laps are left?
45. Damn it.
It'll be okay, Herbert.
No, it won't! But
you're right.
But yeah, March Madness was exciting. I lost $200 because the Houston Cougars couldn't go to the final two.
$200? Or were you going to make it?
I would have made it, yeah. I technically didn't lose it. I just I lost the opportunity of winning it.
The opportunity cost, if you will.
Okay, this podcast is now only going to be 2 people. But Baylor just... I don't know. They made an undefeated Gonzaga team look like they had only won 3 games. That Gonzaga team showed up, and that was it. They physically showed up, but they didn't mentally. They were not ready to win that game, and Baylor wanted it more. Their coach, they put it. They said it the best with Baylor. They completed the ultimate rebuild and rebound, which is a great way to put it for Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side, in the women's tournament, their women's team cheated. Technically, they didn't cheat, but
wasn't it a? Yeah, I heard about that.
So Blaney might not have to go to the tail end. Blaney's picking a spot right now. He's sitting in 5th. He went to the inside.
Okay,
but his
not too bad.
Back's fucked up pretty bad. Not his actual back, the tail end of his car.
Oh, I thought you were saying he's like been injured recently, and he's
he's hunchback right now driving the car. But he looks like he's got a flat. He just stopped. He's going to the water. He's going to the tail end.
Starbucks.
But
it's empty.
Yeah, it'll be it was interesting. It was interesting. I said it would be interesting, and it was interesting.
That's a good word. A good word.
But
we should use that more often.
March Madness was very good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed a lot of the games, especially over Roberts beating OSU. That was a good game. I had OSU, but
gonna be honest, I didn't really pay attention to March Madness this year. Was a little busy, but I'm glad Michigan made it
Elite Eight.
Far. Yeah, Elite Eight.
Yeah, I think I predicted Michigan versus Ohio State in one, so that one was rough. But I did have Gonzaga versus Houston in the other, so that one was close.
I had Gonzaga in Houston, and I had Michigan in Houston. With Houston losing both times. Hi, Aurora. Moving on from college basketball to psych. You thought I was going to say professional basketball. Nope, NASCAR. I don't think we've done a podcast since Ryan Blaney won. He's my driver. He won a race. So that was our NASCAR talk. The Bristol Dirt Race was very good. They're coming back next year to do it. It drew in a lot of eyes. It was a very good race. I enjoyed it. Martin Truex won in the Truck Series, and then Joey Logano, not a dirt driver, won in the dirt race. So good for Joey Logano. Yeah. But moving on to, we'll just touch on WWE. WrestleMania is on tonight. WrestleMania Night 2. WrestleMania Night 1 was last night. Stellar performance go out to Cesaro and Seth Rollins and Bad Bunny. The music artist Bad Bunny. There's been a lot of outside people, celebrities that come into WWE and do their thing.
Right.
Like wrestle in the ring and stuff, and they've been bad. But Bad Bunny, he was putting in hours at the training center. You could see he wanted to show that, hey, I could do this if my music career flops. It's not going to, but he was good. He shocked me. I was not happy at this match. I'm like, God, they're putting another celebrity on the fucking card. I don't want to see this, but he really showed. He earned my respect. That was a good match.
Solid.
Nice. UFC, Conor McGregor, and the one guy he fought last time, what was his name?
Poirier?
Dustin Poirier. They signed another deal. They're fighting in July.
Oh, it's them again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I heard McGregor was fighting again. I didn't realize it was Poirier yet.
Yep, they signed a contract. They're fighting again. Jake Paul and Ben Askren is this month, right?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't really. Yeah.
Let me do the Google.
I mostly just go and watch them every now and then. I don't keep up with it.
Jake Paul, Ben Askren date. April 17th. It's this weekend.
Oh shit!
It's April 17th.
Okay.
Herbert, not to alarm you, but there is a cat on your bed.
Wild.
What they're doing. But
speaking of this weekend, Overwatch League is back in 5 days.
Oh, yes! Give me the Overwatch League. Are we going to the Overwatch League now? Are we?
I was just going to make mention of it at least, especially since you guys just got Toby.
Yes, I wanted to say something about this.
Go ahead.
Real quick, there's breaking news coming out of the NFL. The Browns are working to arrange another visit with free agent edge rusher Jadeveon Clowney Monday.
Oh, another one. That probably means the deal's going to get done.
No, shut their mouth.
Okay.
Go back to Overwatch.
I don't want to face Clowney.
I don't either.
All right. So we get Toby, who I honestly
Maguire, the Spider-Man?
No. From Fight on Soul Dynasty. He's a main support. Yeah. And then we also signed Hoppa, which is, welcome back to Philly and everything, but you're not as good as Poco.
That was rude.
I like these. I love these signings. I really love the Toby signing, but it's also making me sad because this is definitely because of people on the Philly roster having visa issues because they're moving to China, and we're also in a pandemic, so it's hard to move internationally. And I would hate to see Funny Astro not be able to play this year. And I'd hate to see Poco not be able to play this year. And EQO also has an opportunity to not play this year, all because of visa issues. But I'm glad that this team and this organization has the foresight to sign these insurance players almost. Because, I mean, they're already signed. So if the visa issues end up working themselves out, our roster just has so much more depth. Mm-hmm. And if they end up not working out, well, then we get a support player who was arguably better than Funny Astro and was an upgraded signing. And we also have a solid replacement in Hoppa for Poco, who already knows the Philly way. He was with us in our championship run.
What about regular Astro?
No, only Funny Astro. Yeah, I forget who we play first. I'm gonna look that up. Talk about the Outlaws or something.
I know that we've got the first matchup of the year against
Yeah,
Dallas. I'm
the Texans
a little scared to say the least. Dallas looking very good, and I'm still just kind of operating under the rebuild mentality. I think Houston is making. I think they're trying to do the right things. I still really like bringing in Junk Buck, and I feel like I didn't know this, but apparently the two tank players we brought in, Zhanggu and Piggy, he did coach them at one point, so he might see something in them that people outside haven't really seen. Hoping that he can bring that potential out. Bringing Crimzo, I think, was pretty solid. And we've got Juby. The DPS line is stacked. I mean, we got Dante and Happy at the top.
You want to talk about the stacked DPS line?
Okay, listen. I mean, solid, definitely above average, not elite tier, but we've got some really. We got Dante, we got Happy, we got KSF, Hydration's in there, and then we got Jake.
KSI. His name's KSI. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other positions we haven't really seen much of them, so we'll just have to kind of see how it goes. I think this week we have. I don't know if we play both matches this week or if it's this week and next week. But our first two games are Dallas and Shock, so it could start rough.
It's both this weekend.
Could be a rough weekend.
Our first game, funny enough, is the Dynasty. So Toby's old team.
Okay.
Debut on Philly. It's like, maybe got that chip on the shoulder. And then we also play the Valiant this weekend. So the two newcomers to the APAC. Well, not the APAC, it's the East now.
Yeah. I'm just hoping Houston is playing with fire a bit more than people expect them to. I think they could be better than a lot of people think they are. Everyone says they're going to be like bottom 2 or 3 in the West. I think they could beat out some of these teams if they live up to what I think they can do, and maybe show some potential. But it's a long season. We'll see how it goes. And,
Houston's not competing with anybody.
Huh?
They're 14th in the standings, which is our segue into the NBA talking.
NBA. Yeah.
What happened to the Sixers? They're tied for first. Instead
We've
of
been going back and forth with Brooklyn.
I was gonna say, what do you mean? What happened?
Speaking about what happened to Brooklyn? They had their stars, Kyrie, KD, and I don't know if they had Harden.
I don't think they had Harden, but they had those two.
KD got ejected, but so did Schroeder. So that puts the Lakers down. They don't have Kuzma, they don't have Davis, they don't have LeBron, and they don't have Schroeder. But man, did they get annihilated!
You'll love to see it.
126 to 121. The Lakers won without Anthony Davis. They won without LeBron. They won without Dennis Schroeder for half the game, and they won without Kyle Kuzma. That team has Andre Drummond on the court. That is it. A washed-up Andre Drummond.
Yeah, I don't know. I always love to see the Brooklyn Nets fall. Yeah.
Give us that one seed.
Any game. Go either way.
The Lakers are the best team in the league.
Best team in the world. Yes.
Throw out records. Throw out everything. In my opinion, the Lakers are the best team in the league.
I think if they're fully healthy, yeah.
With
definitely.
LeBron and with Davis, yeah.
And my 100% unbiased opinion, I think the Philadelphia 76ers are the best team in the NBA right now.
No. Record-wise, yes, I think. No, not even record-wise. It's Jazz.
Yeah.
We're like third or fourth.
My issue with the 76ers is they're good.
That's a big issue.
Hold on.
They're so good.
They're a good regular season team. I'm telling you, when playoffs hits, you're not gonna see the same Sixers team. Maybe the first round, you'll definitely see the same. They'll kill whoever they play in the first round. Second round will be a little closer, but I think you guys get to that third round where you guys start playing actual competition. I don't see you guys as finals.
I mean, the way I see it is, I think that competition is going to get kind of tough in the second round. There are some decent teams out there, especially if we end up in the 2 seed and have to play Milwaukee. That could be a hell of a series in and of itself. But, that is like that third round. These are the 2 best teams in the East, assuming it is the Sixers and the Nets, which is what it probably should and will be. I mean, I think the Sixers can win it, but I think a lot is going to have to go right for that to happen. I think the Nets, if they're playing with fire, I think it could be really dangerous. But I think it's as long as Embiid stays healthy, I think the sky is the limit for the team.
Nobody can cover Embiid in the East.
The way I see it, and with the Nets, now that they've added some extra veteran pieces, it could be tough.
You don't think LaMarcus Aldridge could cover Embiid?
I don't think anyone can cover Embiid right now. Right now, no. I think he's playing at an MVP level. I think he's playing the best basketball in the league right now, from what I've seen.
The thing that I think would need to happen for the Sixers to beat the Nets is Embiid obviously is just not going to be able to be stopped. And to the same extent, I would say that it's probably going to happen to KD as well. KD is going to be putting up 30 points regularly, I'm sure. But you put Ben Simmons out there, and he'll lock down probably either Kyrie or Harden. I think one of those guys is going to be able to be taken out by Simmons. And then,
no, that's a stretch. Ben Simmons cannot lock down Harden or Irving. Irving is the best handles in the league.
Simmons can lock down anyone in the game on any given night.
Simmons is overrated.
I always hear that he's overrated, but it's like I never hear anything nice about him. Like I feel like people don't overrate him.
He's overhated, at least, I would say.
I can't get behind the Simmons hype. I don't think he can lock up Harden. I think he's got a better shot at locking up Harden than he does Kyrie, but I don't think he can lock up any of those on his best night.
I think he definitely has the capability to lock up one of them. Will it happen? We'll see. But I mean, he is in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. He's not. He's not bad at defense.
Well, I mean, when you're a small forward playing point guard, I hope you be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. You're blocking guys like Kemba Walker. You're blocking guys like Kemba Walker, Trae Young.
Well, the fact of the matter is they line him up just against literally anyone on any given night. They go out there and they say, hey, we might need you to guard someone on the 1. We might need you to guard someone on the 5. He's said multiple times, I'll guard whoever they need me to guard. I've done it and I will continue to do it. It's just, I think he's going to be able to lock down one of them, but it's going to be a question of, is that going to be enough with the other elite players on that team, especially since they brought in LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin and all that. It's nothing against the Sixers. The Nets just scare me a ton. I think the Sixers have a shot, but I am very afraid of Brooklyn.
I would be too. I wouldn't worry too much about Aldridge. He's kind of hit or miss on some nights. Griffin is back to his old self, I think. He's coming off the bench, which is weird to me. Because he's behind Joe Harris, right?
I'm not for sure.
Martin Truex Jr. just won. Martin Truex Jr. just won, by the way. But I don't know. I don't think Simmons could lock up either of those people on his best night. But you got to look at who they are. It's James Harden and Kyrie Irving. I get it. Both of them have kind of fallen from where they were. But if he locks up Harden, we'll say he locks up Harden. That's your best player. Somebody just threw a beer can at him. But that's your best player, second best player on Harden. You still have guys like Griffin, Aldridge, Durant.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Irving.
the thing that scares me. It's
Yeah.
just the sheer amount of talent.
Right. It's not like in Boston. If you lock up Jason Tatum, you only have Jaylen Brown and Enes Kanter maybe. But right, he's still in Boston.
Who?
Enes
Kanter?
Kanter.
I'm not sure. They've done some moves recently.
The Nets do scare me. But I really like the chemistry of the Sixers team.
Oh no, he's back in Oregon. I'm stupid. He's back in Portland.
I feel like we are very good at playing as a cohesive unit now, especially in comparison to last year.
I do agree. I mean,
yeah.
I will say just also like the thing that does give me hope and makes me excited about the team, it could just be because of the expectations I had from the previous season and just being a little bit pessimistic or cautiously optimistic. They've gone and faced a lot of circumstances that the teams last year and the year before that, they would not have survived. Like that stretch in the West, yeah, they dropped some games, and they dropped some games without Embiid, but they've been able to go out and win, in games that they don't have Embiid, they don't have Curry, they don't have Simmons. They've been able to overcome odds to some degree that they don't before, and they've had a couple games where they've had big comebacks that in the past, they're the ones giving up the comeback. So I think this team is playing with a chip on its shoulder more than in the past, and I think that they've got a really good, I don't know why I forgot Matisse Thybulle. He's going to help with the defense too. That just occurred to me thinking about the roster.
Also, there is one other thing that I think we really got going for us, and is that Ben Simmons has never lost to the New York Knicks.
You guys have a shot at playing them in the first round.
And if we play them in the first round, we'll sweep them.
Yeah, not
if
gonna
Ben
sweep
is
the
playing.
Knicks.
If Ben Simmons is playing.
Sorry if anybody watching the podcast or listening just heard Edge talk for like a half a second. I just turned on WrestleMania. But
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, you guys are a better team than last year. You're working more of as a team, but there's a lot of the teams in that East that could still. I mean, the Celtics are starting to hit their stride. I think they just beat the Knicks, or they didn't have the Knicks. They beat the Nuggets. But
I think that Celtics team is
It's
not as great. They kind of fall asleep at the wheel sometimes, and I kind of saw it when they played Philly. They were with us in the first quarter, then they fell asleep with their foot on the gas in the second.
That's always been a Boston thing here these past couple of years, even when they had Kyrie.
That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. Is I don't think that they'll play complete games as much. And I just think, especially being a low seed, needing to go up against one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the East in the first round, I think they're going to have someone who can lock them down. Like you were just saying, lock down Brown or Tatum, and you can beat them.
Yeah,
I think someone's going to be able to do that.
Ben Simmons can definitely lock down either of those guys. More so Jaylen Brown than Jason Tatum, but he'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
I think this is where we're going to wrap up the podcast a little bit. We're going to end it on a thing. I'm just going to say it. Joe Musgrove, former Pirates pitcher, pitched the. Just kind of hot. Former Pirates pitcher, plays for the Padres, now pitched a no-hitter against the Texas Rangers. First no-hitter of the year and first no-hitter in Padres history.
Wow.
Good for Joe Musgrove.
I was going to say, we didn't even talk about baseball at all.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Sorry. I told my jersey, sorry. Reds. We'll end it on baseball this time.
Yeah.
The Reds are doing good. As much as I hate
Very
it,
good.
they're doing good.
Scoring a lot.
Pirates, we're on a 2-game winning streak now. We're gonna win this series against the Cubbies. But we're 3-5. You guys are 5-3, and the Phillies are like the best team in the league or something.
Phillies are 5-3. I know.
Yeah,
So both of you guys have gotten losses since I've checked records.
We just lost a series. We lost back-to-back against the Diamondbacks. We're 6-3 now.
We're 3-6, I believe. We might not be 3.
We're actually playing the Braves right now. It's the top of the first 0-0.
We beat the Cubs today.
Never mind. It's the top of the fourth. Actually, it just didn't refresh for some reason. We're down 1-3.
It's top of the first. Wait a second. It's bottom of the third.
they went so fast.
Yeah, it's just that quick. Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm really excited about the Reds right now. I was looking forward to this, and gotta say, I know that you mentioned earlier working with the Dragons. My views do not represent that of Dayton. These are my own. I am independent from all of that. These are my thoughts, but I'm really excited about the Reds. I think this team is the team that we thought the Reds were going to be last year. I think a lot of people thought that when we brought in some free agents and Nick Castellanos and Moustakas with Suarez and Votto, people thought we were going to get hot. It just didn't quite work out last year, but I think we're really good right now. Jonathan India is balling out. Tyler Naquin's going crazy. We just brought him in from Cleveland. I think we've got some work to do maybe with the bullpen, but I think we can sort itself out.
I think all teams have to work somewhat with the bullpen. I think
we're also trying to come back from injury as well. Jesse Winker, who's been consistently one of our better players, he's been in and out. Shogo Akiyama, he's just not even played yet this year, and our other top 2 pitcher isn't even in.
Hello, Herbert.
Titus O'Neil and Hulk Hogan are coming out dressed as pirates.
Oh,
not the baseball team, the pirate, like an actual pirate.
That's
they
what
are in Tampa Bay, but
interesting.
Anyways,
Hulk Hogan's still around.
Vince McMahon's going to hell for what he did. He putting Hulk Hogan with Titus O'Neil. He knows Hulk Hogan's a racist. So,
WrestleMania.
Wrestling in general, it's weird. I only watch the big pay-per-views. But anyways, speaking of pirates, keep Brian Hayes' day-to-day, which sucks. He had a really good first game, and then he got injured in the second game, and he's been day-to-day ever since.
He'll get back into it. I mean, it's a long season.
He's our best player.
A very long season.
Very, yeah.
162 games, if you will.
Yes, indeed. Gavin, how are you feeling with the Phillies after watching about a week and a half?
Our bullpen has definitely improved from last year, at least as of now. Still very early in the season, but they're looking a lot better from what I've seen. But also we've been dropping the last few games, which is concerning. I haven't really been watching those, but opening day was fun. I will say the walk-off in the against the Braves. Yeah, I think so. Phillies are fun to watch.
All right, that was about the opposite for us. Opening day wasn't fun. Everything else has been fun since then.
The Pirates won opening day, then tweeted, "We may never lose again," then lost 5 straight.
I did see the retweet. I think it said baseball gods. It was an April Fool's joke or something.
I did see that.
So I believe we'll end the podcast on that. Thank you guys for coming out. Don't forget, mock draft episode coming out this week, and then the draft episode coming out in a couple of weeks, where we'll be live streaming on twitch.tv/thisisherbert. I'll post it on Instagram here later tonight, but it's going to be good.
I'm so excited for the draft.
I'm pumped.
Yes, sir.
I ordered me a draft hat already. Hopefully it'll be here by that time.
Ours kind of look like Harley Davidson hats.
So we'll end it on that. We'll see you next time. Peace.
See ya.